Hi everyone, and welcome back to this new part of this color along. Today I will be working on the swan itself and on the details on the beak and things. Right now I'm showing my glossy accents on some of the blue parts in the crown. I had filmed how I use my glossy accents, but I was holding my bottle in the wrong way, and so yeah, it wasn't visible what I was doing, but I will insert a new video about the glossy accent at the end of the picture. I'm working with the Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer pencils for this part. I'm using the Van Dyke Brown for the eye, and I've already made my pupil black with the black pencil. This is, oh, I can't read it anymore, and I've recorded this video quite a while ago. I think it's Bister. Anyway, it's a lighter color than the Van Dyke Brown, so that I have two shades in the eye. And of course, if you're coloring along, you don't have to use the same brands as I do. You don't even have to use the same colors that I do. It's just, yeah, a bit of a reference. So I've grabbed my small Zig brush so that I can control everything quite okay. And for his nostrils, I'm also using the black pencil, not too much, because the Albrecht Dürers are very pigmented. And I didn't want any smudge here and there if I go over it. Here I'm using the Van Dyke Brown again, and I'm trying to see what's the other one. Raw Umber, it was Raw Umber, same colors for his eye, I think, the Raw Umber. I've never colored in a bird before, at least not with watercolor pencils. So I haven't looked up any reference picture, I just followed my imagination. I don't know if there is some kind of swan or duck or whatever bird with this kind of beak, or yeah, I don't know how this part above the beak is called, but I've just decided on a few colors that I thought would look nice on him or her. I'm still not sure what gender this swan is. And so I'm starting, normally I start from the lightest color, but since I didn't use a lot of pigment towards the eye, I'm starting with the darkest part and mixing it with the lighter brown with the Raw Umber. Now for the beak itself, I've chosen two other colors, cadmium red, and the other one I couldn't see quite good. Some kind of orange. I'm very sorry. I should make my edited videos sooner so that I could remember easier, because I don't write down any of my chosen things. So that's a problem afterwards. I must think of doing that. But if I'm looking, it's a cadmium red, if I'm not mistaken. The picture I'm looking at now is very tiny, but I think it's carmine red, and I don't know which orange this is. And I'm just holding my pencil in the wrong way. But anyway, it's about the technique, not as much as about the color. So I'm not coloring in the whole beak. I'm just doing a part of it. And I'm starting again with the darkest part because of that reason, so that I can pull the color in front and mix it with the other orange and fade out towards the end of the beak, so that that part is very light yellowish, and same with the bottom part. I really like how bright this beak makes the picture. Now I'm going for a very light gray for the feathers. Sometimes I'm struggling with fur, let alone feathers, so I just go in with some pencil. I use the reference scribblings that Hannah has put down in her picture to decide where I will put my color. And I'm also mixing, it's also a Faber-Castell Abrecure, so I will dilute it with water. So, and that will be my feather or feathers for my swan. And so with this very light gray, he will or she will look less white compared to the background, so it will be visible that there's color used. I think I've chosen the lightest gray possible, or maybe the second lightest. And I don't have any technique where to put down the color. I'm just deciding on how I feel there must be some coloring. Okay, and now we are going in with the water. Very careful around the painted areas or the colored areas already. And I'm just grabbing some pigment which is very light and dragging it down inwards the picture. And it's very subtle, but it's less bright than the background. The bird is less bright than the background. And that was what I was aiming for. Okay. So you can see he's a bit grayish. Not sure what I was doing there. Taking a swatch book? Oh no, taking my pencil case with the Albrecht Dürer. I was deciding on his bow, I think. Sometimes I can see a picture from the start. I think in this case I was going ahead whilst the process was going on. I forgot to take a look which color of blue that I've used. I'm so sorry, but it really doesn't matter. Just grab a blue pencil or a red one, a pink one, a green one. Have fun. It's more about the technique, or if you can call it a technique, it's just me coloring, doing what I think is good for my taste. Or I'm not a professional, so, but yeah, it's just to have a video for you to follow along if you want, but it's really up to you which colors you will be using. And same as with the beak, I'm not coloring the entire bow. I'm doing some parts because I know that I can drag the pigment towards a lighter direction, and that I don't have to put down pigment on every part of the object that I'm coloring. Same with these parts on the neck. Always the same principle. And I think that this blue really fits the details in the crown. It's bow compared to the background that's more turquoise, but it fits the details on the crown very nicely. So in here I'm starting from the darkest part, and I put down a bit of pigment towards the top, but not too much, so that I can really concentrate the pigment in the darkest areas. And if you see my hand going away every time, that's because I'm dipping off the excess pigment on a cloth. It's very important to have one at hand when working with water-based media. If you experience too much pigment, you can always dip the excess amount of water on that cloth or towel or kitchen paper. And this paper is so fantastic for watercoloring. Hanna has shown a really quick flip through of her new book, on her Instagram account. There wasn't much to see, only some details of some pages, and wow, I can't wait for that one to come out. It's looking awesome again. Now I'm going to put some extra light in the eye with the white Signo pen. And then I think this part is almost finished. In the next one I will be focusing on the frame and on some shiny details. I don't know if I will do a quick coloring, a speed coloring for that. And here you can see a close-up of everything that I've done today. I hope you've liked this new part, and I hope I'll see you again for a new one. Thank you for watching. Bye.